As we all know at this point, the video in this case is due to be released, and when it's going to be released we don't know, but I've seen the video, and the video is graphic, it's violent, and it's difficult to watch at some points. However, and it's not unlike any other video that would depict somebody being shot to death, but I would just state that viewing the video alone is not enough to conclude that my client acted inappropriately in any way, because the video, there's certain things about the video that it clearly does not capture the events that my client was experiencing at the time, and that's very important. It's a critical issue. The video shows, first of all, it's a limited video. We don't see necessarily everything that was going on before. Part of the shooting is not captured on the video as far as my client's actions. Second of all, the video does not have any audio, which is a significant factor. And important also is video by its nature it's two-dimensional. So the problems with that is that it creates depth perception. It distorts distances, and distances and depth perception are very significant in this case. And I think critically, possibly the most important problem with the video, even if it's a clear video, which it is relatively clear compared to some other ones that I've seen, an important distinction is that the video does not depict what my client was seeing at the time. It is not a video from the eyes of my client, and that's an important distinction here, because the actions of my client are going to be viewed based upon what he was thinking at the time. And I think that the question is not, in this case, whether or not my client was scared when he shot, whether he was in fear for his safety or the safety of others. That's not going to be the question, because that's not going to be in dispute. The question is going to be, would a reasonable police officer in the same situation be scared for himself and for his partners? Because that is a standard that must be viewed in this case. The United States Supreme Court has talked about the use of force by police officers, and this is their language, it's not ours. They discuss the rationale and the analysis of shootings, and they indicate that police officers are often forced to make split-second decisions, and that their decisions are not to be viewed with the benefit of hindsight and 20/20 vision. Rather, their actions have to be viewed based upon what that officer was experiencing at the time. And we're pretty confident that, after seeing the evidence, which we have not seen all the evidence yet, and after critically speaking with my client, we're confident that despite the graphic nature of the video, we're confident that my client's actions were not only lawful, but also within department policy and within his training. So we ask that everyone please refrain from prejudging this incident solely on the video alone, because the video alone is not enough to conclude that the actions were unlawful or excessive in any manner.
So why then did none of his fellow officers fire any shots that hit Laquan? All of the shots came from your client's gun.
True, and I can't speak for the other officers, but I've done this for a long time, and I do have a lot of training in the area of use of force, and there's many reasons to explain that. Depending upon the officer's perspective, that is the critical issue to whether or not to use force and how much force to use. If somebody has a good amount of distance from the subject, if somebody has shielding, if somebody has an opportunity to force an officer or have an officer decide not to fire. We can just say that I'm not sure. There's also the issue of crossfire, but I can't speak to why the other officers didn't shoot, but I certainly can speak to why my client shot, and it is because he believed in his heart of hearts that he was in fear for his life, and he was concerned about the lives of police officers and anyone else that might have been on the scene.